It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news. This is the Southwest Outdoors Report.
Hi everyone, right now I'm standing just off the front porch of one of the best hot spots in the entire southwestern part of the state of Louisiana if you like to catch big speckled trout and big redfish. This is Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters just outside Hackberry, Louisiana, and just off the shores of Lake Calcasieu. This next half hour is going to be action-packed, and we're going to do something we rarely do. As you can see right now, it's actually midday as we're shooting this. We were actually out on the water the first crack of daylight this morning after some of these big speckled trout. So after this next break coming up, we're going to transition you via the miracle of video editing back to early this morning and show you some of this fantastic action. And as we're doing that, we're also taking you around the region for your very latest fishing reports from your favorite lake, river, stream, or bay, from Texas to Oklahoma to Louisiana. So let's get it all started right now. Here's Julie first up with your weekend planner.
Great news if you're headed to the lake for the weekend. The Solunar tables are predicting good conditions for Saturday and excellent conditions for Sunday. It could be a fantastic opportunity for night fishing, with a full moon on Sunday and peak activity taking place around midnight. And expect sunrise to take place at 6:20 with sunset happening at 8:39. We'll be right back with all of the current fishing reports from around the Southwest. And I'll have this week's Whataburger Ask the Pro question. Stay with us.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Luz, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing.
Got one?
Yeah. I'm thinking it's going to be a big trout. You want to know the truth? That's
Wow.
a 6-7 pounder.
Where'd that net go? Here it is back here. What a trout. Well, I can't get him in the net. There we go. Look at that. Welcome back, everybody. We've got some, I got him. We got some trout going. Here's the deal though. Look at the size. Look at how fat that trout is. How
healthy.
Big belly on them. Now they're just sitting in here. Hey, welcome back, everybody, by the way. In fact, we're gonna take just a second and clean our lens because we splashed you right there.
Yes.
Now we got her cleaned off. Look at the belly, how fat that fish is. All right, we're with Kevin Broussard out here, and I want to show you what we've done. We've come out here early in the morning, and we're hole fishing in a big, deep hole. Kevin, describe what we're looking at right here.
What we have here is a water control structure, or what we refer to as a weir. And basically what it does, it controls the water flow in and out of the 60,000 acres of wetlands back here, which is Cameron Prairie Wildlife Refuge. All the shrimp, all the crabs, mullet, everything comes in and out of these gates, and there's like 6 of them on the lake. So they're just prime locations to catch speckled trout, redfish, flounder. Tell you what, a lot of families come back here and go crabbing. They go cast netting for shrimp, and they also do a lot of great fishing back here.
Well, that's what you can catch right here at Lake Calcasieu. That just gets it started right there. That's exactly what we came out here to catch. They've caught them up to 9 pounds in here. Okay, we're gonna get your fishing report started. This one's gonna get kept because we're gonna have some speckled trout fillets. And we'll get you started by heading over to Brian Hughes, and he'll tell us all about the fishing reports from the state of Texas.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by Gun Safes by Kennedy'sCorner.com, featuring Cannon Safes. Now, nighttime is the right time for this hot summer weather, and we'll start up on the Texas-Oklahoma border with Lake Texoma, where you'll find largemouth and smallmouth just off the bluffs, and you'll be able to catch them on spinner baits and jigs. Now, if you're fishing a jig, use a football head hair jig if you can find it, and just let it touch the rocks. Don't let it fall down in there. It'll get stuck. As soon as you feel it touch the rock, pop it back off. Now, my favorite is a big black spinner bait. Throw it out there, count it down to about 10, and slow roll it along the edges of the bluffs. You might catch a nice big largemouth or one of Texoma's giant smallies. Now, in East Texas, you can go out to Palestine or Athens or, of course, Cedar Creek. Use the same spinnerbait, throw it up in the shallows around the boat docks. That'll get you some bass on those lakes in the summertime, and of course crappie over the brush piles around the boat docks with minnows. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you by GunsafesByKennedysCorner.com, featuring Cannon Safes. Let's check in with Mr. Phil Olson. He's on the coast.
Hi folks, this week's report is brought to you by Port Aransas on Mustang Island, the fishing capital of Texas, where anglers enjoy pristine bays, estuaries, 18 miles of surf, and the deep blue waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Plus the local restaurants will even cook your catch come sundown. Come fish and play Texas Island style. For more information, visit portaransas.org. Well, with water temperatures on the rise, speckled trout are going deep. Some of the better catches this past week have come from deeper water, particularly around the jetties. Sabine has had a good bite around its rocks, and so has Galveston and Freeport. Also, deeper shell reefs are paying off in East Matagorda and East Galveston bays. The reefs along the Houston Ship Channel are also prime spots for those fishing croaker. Now, from Port O'Connor southward to Port Isabel, deeper grass beds are holding specks. The intercoastal waterway and secondary channels are also affording some deeper water for trout to find cooler temperatures. Soft plastics on heavier jig heads or live bait or Carolina rigs and drop shots are other good options. Some very good trout fishing is available on light wind days in the surf. An early topwater bite has been best at first light, then soft plastics as the day warms. Scattered redfish have been caught on Aransas Bay's flats, as well as the lower Laguna Madre. On the lower coast, the best areas have been around Mexiquita Flats, as well as from Laguna Vista up to the Cullen House. Cut or live bait cast to potholes has worked best. Offshore, this is the last weekend before the red snapper season closes next Thursday at midnight, June 27th. Some excellent catches have come in with easy limits. This weekend, Saturday has a double tide schedule of 2 high and 2 low tides. This Sunday is a 3-tide day with 2 low tides and just 1 high. I'm Bill Olson, and I'll see you on the coast.
Oh, look, swimming at you.
Look at the size of that good trout.
Boy, that sucker just jumped right up at the boat.
That's a pretty trout right there. He ain't hooked all that good. We're gonna see if we can get him in. Oh, got him.
All right, good job. Yeah. Let's we're using live bait on these fish. Kevin, talk a little bit about live bait versus artificials. When do you use which one?
Well, I kind of let the fish dictate it. Like early in the year, we catch a lot of fish throwing artificials and under the birds. Later in the year, when a lot of shrimp and like a lot of these little spots move in, you have to switch over to what they're feeding on. You know, it's not going to do you any good if, like, say you're bass fishing and they're feeding on crawfish. You're not going to do any good throwing a worm. You need to throw a crawfish rattle trap, or, you know, just try to match what they're feeding on.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, look at this. Holy mackerel. Man, look at this trout. Man.
The more you think about that.
There's a big toad right there. All right. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Southwest Outdoors report catching big trout, Lake Calcasieu. That's Captain Kevin Broussard with another one of those bad girls. Dude, you get to do this almost every day of your life.
Yes, sir.
That where I come from, that is a huge trophy speckled trout. And here, you just catch them like that a lot.
Yes, sir.
That's
Quite often.
That is
we really are blessed with a great fishery here, Barry.
That's amazing right there. Tell us about the size range of the fishery. You can go out in the lake and catch the school trout, but when you're fishing these deep holes like this, what are you really fishing for?
Well, mainly in here right now, we're fishing for the better quality, bigger trout. Out in the lake right now, there's lots of birds working. We're catching a lot of fish, soft plastics. You can throw shrimp under a popping cork and catch just lots of numbers, get some limits. So I tell you what, you know, we got any kind of fishing you want to do out here right now.
We're actually anchored up, fishing right in front of this weir, and there are several little key areas like this that you can actually target these fish, but you've got to be patient. We've been sitting here for several hours and you don't get many bites. So you've got to kind of decide before you come out here what kind of fishing you're wanting to do, and you've got to communicate well with your guide at the beginning of the day. That's key, so he can plan the day out and give you your best chance. All right, that gets us going here. Let's check on your Oklahoma fishing reports with Gary Dollahan.
Hey, we've got July staring us in the face. We know it's getting ready to get really hot here in Oklahoma, but thankfully this past week we've had rain in almost all parts of the state. Now we still have some lakes that are up high, some lakes that are down low, but the good thing is just about everywhere has had a freshening of recent rains, and we're extremely thankful for that. Now, bass time fishing in Oklahoma, man, it can be a lot of fun if you're ready to prepare for that heat out there. Two baits I always have rigged this time of year. One is the Zara Spook, the other is the Biffle Bug on my hard head. Now the Zara Spook, this time of year we have a lot of bait fish that have gathered up. They're starting to move across the surfaces in schools, and you don't really have to see fish exploding to catch fish on that spook. The nice thing about a spook is with that walk the dog action, it'll call fish up from the depths. Now most of our waters are starting to really clear up in the summer months, so you can pull fish from a lot of deep water, 25, 30 feet deep. Those fish will come up and hit that spook on top. Don't be afraid to throw it over open water, over points, in front of bluffs, in front of pockets. Now, most of you know that Tommy Biffle, the professional bass angler, has thrived on using his Biffle hard head with a Biffle Bug on it in the summer months. What he does makes an extremely long cast across the points. He's really looking for rocks where that bait comes through. As that hard head ricochets off the rocks, that bug is erratically swimming behind it, bouncing all around, attracting the fish's attention. You've got to constantly keep reeling that bug with the rod tip down. Make sure it's constantly staying in contact at the bottom. Now don't be dragging it like you would a worm. Keep constantly reeling it, just a steady retrieve. Again, you have to make sure that you're feeling it coming through the water. Most of the time it's just going to load up when that fish picks it up. A great way to fish, a lot of fun, but one thing about it, you can't catch them if you don't go.
We got a big speckled trout going right here with Kevin Broussard, Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters.
Look at him down there.
Spent the night last night. Oh, just a
good 3-pounder. We thought he was a little better than that.
We had one of those giants right there. He'd come up top of the water and jump like that.
But a good one, pretty fish.
Yeah, what is wrong with that?
Yeah,
oh man.
It's hard to complain with a solid fish like that.
Absolutely. All right, still catching them. Stay with us. We're coming back. Going to put this one right back. I want to mention us, we're going to break that we've got a great sweepstakes going this month. We're giving away a brand new Lew's Speed Spool BB1 reel, the old classic that they've redesigned and reintroduced to the market, paired up with a Lew's Tournament SL rod. Fantastic combo. That's the grand prize in our June sweepstakes. What you need to do is go to our Facebook page to enter, or go to our website, follow the instructions. You'll need to click the like button on our Facebook page and you can enter. You might win that or one of our Southwest Outdoors Report limited edition t-shirts. Coming right back to Louisiana.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By Motor Guide Trolling Motors, engineered for anglers. By Whataburger, just like you like it. And by Nitro Performance Bass Boats, pure performance.
Oh, there's one. Got some kind of bite. Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Where are we at there?
I've got a rodeo going on.
Pulling pretty good,
Yeah,
huh?
I've stopped trying to figure out what they are. They are what they are when they get up here.
Well, let me get the net. Oh, big trout. There's your trout. That's your trout. Yes, there's your trout. Look,
All right,
6-pounder, 6-pounder.
All right, look at this. Look at what I have caught. This is a big Lake Calcasieu speckled trout right there.
Good job, man. Good
How about
job.
that? We're with
That's a pretty one.
Captain Kevin Broussard today.
Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters on Calcasieu Lake.
If you want to come down here and book a trip, we'll give you all the information at the end of the show. Website, email address, telephone number, any way you want to contact these folks. But you can come down here and literally catch the speckled trout of your lifetime right here. And I will tell you, Kevin, the biggest trout I've ever caught in my life has been 24 inches, and that's probably
going to be pretty close. I'll check him out for you.
Or bigger than that right there. But Kevin, talk just a second.
Come over there,
Come over here by me. Talk just a second about the diversity of the fishery here. You can catch several different species here, several different ways, right? It's not just a one type of fishing here.
Yes, sir. Our springtime, we basically start out with a lot of bird action for trout. Get a lot of redfish pretty much year round. We catch them from the shallow marshes to the Gulf jetties. We got schools that run the lake. The fall, the bird action starts again on the school trout. We got the flounder run. Tell you what, during the wintertime, it's duck season. We go red fishing every afternoon. 64,000 acres of Cameron Prairie Federal Wildlife Refuge back here, open to the public.
Wow, some of the most amazing red fishing and speckled trout fishing anywhere in our four-state region.
Show the mouth of that big
old yellow mouth right there. How about that? All right, we are going to take you along right now and let you hear about what's going on in the rest of Louisiana. Here's his daddy, Cajun Phil.
Hi friends, Cajun Phil here with your Fox Louisiana Fishing Report. This week I want to talk to you and spend most of our time talking about nighttime bass fishing. Right now the heat is really bad. Yeah, bass fishing is good, speckled trout and red fishing is good, especially on the birds right now. They're catching lots of specks, also lots of redfish. And bass action has been pretty good, especially with a lot of the lakes. The bass are starting to school. But keep in mind, if the heat bothers you, think about nighttime fishing. Just make sure that it is legal to fish the particular lake that you're fishing in, number one. Number two, people ask, Cajun, is it better to fish a dark night or a bright night? Well, Captain Kevin and I like the brighter nights just because you can see better. You can see where you're going, you can see what you're doing in the boat, you can see what's going on outside of the boat. Dark nights, though, will produce a lot of bass just like the bright nights do. Now keep in mind, the other thing is make sure you have your running lights on, which is the law, you have to do it, and make sure you wear your life jackets, because I tell you what, at night can be dangerous. Somebody else may not be, they may not see you, they may run into you. So wear your life jackets. Another thing, keep in mind that you either got two choices. Fish shallow, we throw buzz baits, spinner baits in top water when we're fishing from the bank down to about 5 foot of water. I prefer fishing humps and ridges, deep water humps and ridges, 30, 35 foot, and it comes up to about 15, 18. That's the key for the big giant bass fishing at night. One thing about this, when that happens though, keep in mind the bass only move up and feed on those areas 2 or 3 times a night. Where shallow water, they're feeding all the time. So you can go and throw buzz bait, spinner baits, and catch fish all night long. Shallow water, deeper water, mainly you just gotta sit there and chunk and chunk and chunk. I like a ridge, it's got a few big old brush tops, some trees in there. Start working that big old bass lizard through that brush top, bam, you're gonna get the hit.
All right, hey, welcome back everybody. We're joining you in progress, and Captain Kevin has got another giant trout. We have caught some big old specks today. Got him in the net, man. All right, well, we're gonna use this one to take us to break. We're gonna get him up here and show him in the bright sunlight, just to show him, take him that way. Man, what a gorgeous fish, and we have had a great day. All right, we're gonna take a break, stay with us. We're coming back in a little bit, and we're gonna give you all the information where you could book your very own guide trip with Cajun Paradise.
That's it.
Lodge and charters, come catch you some big speckled trout. We're coming back in just a second.
The Southwest Outdoors Report is brought to you by Mercury, the official outboard of the Southwest Outdoors Report for 11 years running. By Academy, right stuff, low price, every day. And by Tracker Boats, fish the finest.
Welcome back everyone. It's time for the Whataburger Ask the Pro, your chance to ask for fishing advice from professional anglers. This week's question is from Ronnie and Tyler, who asks, what baits should you use on a lake you've never been to before? For the answer, let's ask Bassmaster Elite Angler Brian Snowden.
The baits I like to use when I'm on an unfamiliar body of water, especially to cover water fast and thorough, is a crankbait. The great thing about modern crankbaits is they come in a wide variety of shapes, sizes, and designs, and they will fish anywhere from 1 foot all the way down to 20 feet. So on an unfamiliar lake that you're going to try and learn for, say, a tournament, you can cover a lot of water very thorough with a crankbait. Anytime the water is above 55 degrees, I'll start throwing those crankbaits.
Thank you, Brian. If you have a question for one of the pros, just visit our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com, follow the Ask the Pro link, and submit your information. Now here's Barry with our winner of the Costa Catch of the Week.
You got him, you got him. Oh man, look at that. Man, Kevin, you have caught some trout today. Yeah, look at that specimen. Well, one more speckled trout. That's going to end it for us. And speaking of big fish, let's show you the Costa Catch of the Week right now. She is Amanda Hogue of Galveston, Texas, and she's shown here with a big redfish of her own. It's a 36-inch redfish she caught out of the Galveston Jetty in Texas. Get this, her first redfish ever. How's that for a first redfish ever? If you'd like to enter the contest, just go to our website at southwestoutdoorsreport.com. On the right-hand side of the front page, click on the Costa Catch of the Week, fill out the form, send us your photo, and you might win a brand new pair of Costas like Kevin and I are wearing on this week's show. And like Amanda is going to win, she'll get her choice. Just go to our website and click on the Costa logo right in the middle of the screen. That'll take you to their website where you'll see all of their frame and lens styles, including the frame style that I'm wearing on this week's show, Tuna Alley. Well, through the miracle of video editing, we're back at the dock at Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters. You can see our catch here. I want to give you one more look at these fish in just a second, but it's time right now for the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature, and I'll show you the gear we used to catch these big trout and big redfish today. This is the Lew's BB1 reel, the same reel that you see me using out on the television show to catch a lot of bass and stripers with. It's also the same reel we're giving away in our June sweepstakes. That's the reel I used to catch these fish today, and we had it spooled up with 17-pound test Stren fluorocast line, had it paired up with the Lew's Speed Stick Tournament SL rod. It's the red rod that you see me using on the show quite frequently. And here's the rig. We just pinched a little small split shot about a foot or so in front of a bait hook. And then we used that live bait. That's the little live bait they call a spot. It's very similar to a croaker. You saw a shot of that a little bit earlier. As I travel around the country, one of the questions I get asked most frequently is, do you have kids and do they enjoy fishing as much as you do? Well, I do have a very successful son and daughter who are both adults right now. And yes, they both did and do enjoy fishing, but they never really plugged into it as passionately as I do, doing it for a living and doing it professionally. And that's okay. One of my favorite tips for raising kids is that you support those kids in what interests them. So my son really enjoyed baseball, had a very successful baseball career through high school, went to those games. My daughter really enjoyed cooking and baking. She went to culinary arts school and makes some fantastic creations. In fact, you're looking at a couple of shots of those right now. Support your kids in what they enjoy, expose them to the outdoors and to fishing, and at whatever level they become passionate about it, that's just fine. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our trip today to Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters. I don't know how many places in the country you can go and have a chance to catch speckled trout that size. Just phenomenal fishing here at Lake Calcasieu. You're looking at all the information. If you would like to contact them and book your very own guide trip, stay in their lodge, go fishing, and I think you'd enjoy a trip here. Don't forget that we'll be on next Thursday night at 10:30. In case there's any last-minute changes, you can always see those on the front page of our website, and you can see the latest episode of our show there as well. And you can click on the YouTube logo to go to our YouTube channel and see all the archived past episodes of our show, and click on the Facebook logo to get lots of news, photos, and video that you'll never see here on the television show. From Cajun Paradise Lodge and Charters, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.